Perfect. All right. Ready to roll?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. Sitting here, another episode of the podcast. Looking forward to this one. True East Coast legend here. So I've been surfing for my whole life. So getting the opportunity to talk to you here, Todd, I'm looking forward to it. But sitting in front of me, I got the owner of School of Surf here in Cocoa Beach, right? Spent 10 years plus traveling the world, surfing on the world tour, and in the East Coast Surfing Hall of Fame right here. Todd Holland. Thanks for doing this, man. I appreciate you coming by.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the first thing I wanted to ask you, being lifelong Florida surfer, what's your favorite spots in Florida, man? I mean, where are you surfing? Where do you like to surf? What's been some of your favorite spots here in Florida?
Well, no, I used to go all over, you know. Yeah. Sebastian was one of my favorites, but now it's just grab my board and go behind my house.
Oh, easy peasy. Sure. And right here in Cocoa Beach, so that's a good wave, obviously right behind us.
My shops or,
nice.
You know, wherever there's a little sandbar.
Yes, perfect.
I've been out of the water for a little bit lately.
Oh, yeah? What's been going on?
Old injuries haunting me.
Oh, no. From tour or that old?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. I get pinched nerves in my lower back and my neck's messed up. So
Dang.
Got some cortisone shots and getting back out there now.
Dang, man. Well, good that you're getting back out there. And you said you got some lessons and stuff coming up, too. I thought you told me on the phone. So you're still out there teaching people the ways, but just not surfing yourself as much?
Yeah, doing, you know, the regular lessons, surf camps over the summer. And
nice.
Been coaching quite a few kids.
Beautiful.
And they're doing really well.
Good. What age range are you talking about here?
Mainly around like 14, 15 years old. I had a group out 9 kids that done really well.
Nice. In like local tournaments? I'm not too up on, you know, what if they're competing over here. Or
they have the Prime Series where, you know, that's what the kids, they do 4 events on the East Coast.
Nice.
That's what gets them to the U.S. Championships.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like that.
Ah, cool.
So I had a few kids make it out to the U.S. Championships. And,
nice.
One little girl, Kylie Piscini, she won the 18 and under U.S. Championships last summer.
Oh, dang, man. Yeah, that's got to make you proud, having them part of the team there. Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. She came and learned to surf when she was 7.
Oh, wow. Similar. I think I started around that same age. My son, he's 10 now. He's been surfing since 4. And my daughter, she's 8. She's been surfing since 5. So I like getting them started on it young, getting them comfortable out there, you know, respecting the ocean a little bit too. So
I got another kid that came to camp, Kieran, gave up gymnastics and now is a competitive surfer.
Nice.
Great group of kids.
Beautiful. That's awesome. I'd love to come out and check out some of those events and bring my kids to some of those too. I think they'd like to get a kick out of that. Yeah. What kind of board you riding these days? When you get back out there, what you riding these days?
The last few years, I was shaping, but
oh really?
Yeah, I was making a lot of my own boards there for a while. Hurricane Matthew and Irma decided to take care of my shaping room for me.
Oh no!
And my wife and I took over the Ron John Surf School.
Oh really?
In 2018, took it over, and
nice.
So I just Lost Surfboards has been giving me such a great deal. That
nice.
The board's right unreal.
Nice. So you still riding 3 fins or what?
Whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Usually I'll try it as a 3 fin and 4 fin, whichever.
Nice.
Seem like best.
Yeah, growing up I was like, you know, you wanted to be like the pros. So probably my first 10 years or so, I was riding all high performance shortboards, and just my surfing really changed when I got on like twin fins, volumed up a little bit, and hit a couple different spots. But now I'll ride a mid-length and twin fins about anymore. I haven't been on a thruster in a while.
Yeah. I mean, then it seems like the new thing is boards are going a lot shorter.
Yeah.
Everything.
Short, thin, you know, and then when volume came out, it was all, you know, try to match it up to your weight, and you know, and I'm like, you know, 40 liters or more anymore. I like to kind of just paddle and get into everything out back a little bit.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Cool. I wanted to ask you, like, obviously you've traveled all over the world. Like, what's some of the top memories you got out there? I mean, I know you've been everywhere, but where's some of the top spots you've been?
Well, I mean, it was pretty cool. West Lane.
Where's that?
From Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
him and I were the first real guys to start surfing the box in Western Australia. So that was a pretty cool thing.
Nice.
We went out and surfed that.
Cool.
And that's one of my injuries came from.
What happened over there?
Year, so.
What happened over there?
I got launched and went into a hole.
Oh, jeez, man. Ouch. Yeah, I think people think, they got a lot of thoughts on surfing. When you start talking to people, I'm sure you know this, they're always fear of sharks and, things that I don't really ever think about too much, obviously, depending on where you're at. But people get injured. I think, I think it was Kelly when he broke his foot last. That one was nasty, man. I mean, obviously that was a little bit ago now, but I remember showing my son later on the images of that. I think the board rolled up to him, broke his foot over there. But yeah, you can get injured out there, especially in heavy stuff like that.
I had to land on my knee at pipe.
In the reef?
No, the lip broke over on and landed on the outside of my knee and popped it out of its socket.
Oh man, yeah, man, it's yeah, it's a powerful ocean.
Yeah. Don't ever underestimate.
For real. Yeah, I've only been in the Pacific in Costa Rica, so I'm actually going out to California for the first time in January. Looking forward to that. But even going out there to Costa Rica a couple times, I was like, man, it's different. It feels different than over here, what I'm used to. I've been up to like Hatteras and stuff too, and then obviously up and down the East Coast. But that Pacific is no joke. So it's a powerful ocean. So Hawaii, you've been out there, I'm sure, a bunch too.
Yeah. North Shore Hawaii was one of my favorite places to go to. I'd try to spend a month or two there every year.
Nice.
Off the wall.
Yeah.
Big Haleiwa.
Nice. Did you fit right in out there? I mean, you hear about like localism and stuff like that in Hawaii, but when you first started going out there, was it tough to get waves?
Well, growing up, I had met friends from out there and everything, but it's really just a matter of respect.
Sure.
And you gotta kind of earn your respect over put your time in and earn your respect, and as long as you give respect, you get it back.
Yeah.
And takes a little bit of time, but I loved it.
Yeah.
The whole Hawaiian lifestyle. Yeah.
It's a shame what's going on out there right now with all them fires and everything, obviously, but I'd love to get out there. I haven't been out there yet. The closest is Puerto Rico. They call it the Hawaii of the Caribbean. I don't think it's quite the same, but it's just so shallow down there in Puerto Rico. But I used to go down there a couple times a year, surf down there too. But Hawaii's on the list. Australia, that'd be on the list.
Yeah, Australia was one of my favorite. Western Australia.
Yeah,
gets big waves. And it wasn't ever real crowded, and it's all beautiful countryside.
Nice. That seems the best. Do you follow the Pro Tour still, the WSL? Are you watching that at all? Or?
Yeah, I watched the finals yesterday.
Oh, I didn't watch it yet because I was at football all day yesterday. But
it was really
was
awesome.
it?
The Florida girl, Caroline Marks.
Yeah.
Taking down the world title.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. She's come along. I remember when she first came on. She's been on a few years now too.
Mm-hmm.
But
I remember seeing her when she was a little kid surfing.
Powerful, man. She got some power to her. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's really awesome to see.
Yeah. But that's got to be the best, traveling like that, going to some of those spots and being the only ones to be out there. Because in certain cases, obviously, most of those breaks will be packed with waves like that. But back when you were still competing, was it like that too, where they shut the beaches down? You guys are the only ones out there, so you kind of get them to you and a couple people.
During your heats, you were the only one out there.
That's awesome. That is probably what surfers get the most jealous of, is that you guys get to be out there, not only travel around and do all that fun stuff, but be the only ones out and be competitive, obviously.
Yeah.
So
but you got to put your time in though with the crowds to learn the breaks. And everything.
Yeah, good point. Like all the time you're spending there to be ready for it. You're working them crowds and earning that respect, like you said, and giving it back too. So I saw in your camps that you actually teach like surfing etiquette and do a little bit deeper than just like some of the other local camps, it looks like. So you guys pretty go deep in etiquette and how to behave out there a little bit.
I try to do at School of Surf. We really, when my wife and I started it, we wanted to set up a program so that, hopefully at the end of the week, the kids know enough to go surf on their own safely. And, we teach them everything about safety and standing up, turning, paddling out, which way to go if someone's riding towards you, who's got the right of way, proper etiquette. And, don't be the wave hog.
I think that's what gets people in trouble is either, not knowing what they're doing, not just as in tune. It sounds like you're teaching some of these kids from either the jump or as they're getting to you, which is awesome, because that's where things can go wrong out there. You know, people go in the wrong direction, people hogging your line too much, but I always try to keep it low key. If somebody drops in, whatever.
And we try to teach them about the surf forecasting.
I saw that.
How to read the swells and what directions and everything. We give them a whole history lesson on one day.
Oh, that would be sick. So more than just, obviously the apps have come a long way, and then the buoys obviously tracking everything. I'd always used Magic Seaweed, and then I Surfline bought all them out. But back in the day, like, because my uncles grew up and my dad too, they're from Orlando as well. And they used to just have to drive over and then, hope that they knew a little bit of what you're talking about, which way's the wind coming? Are there storms out there? What's the tides doing? So that's come a long way, just being able to, especially for people that commute over from here. You can't just step out the back door and peek.
Because,
it's a commitment.
Especially when people start traveling, they don't know what's going on, or like Hawaii, people get in trouble because they don't realize that the buoy just jumped up, and 6 hours later it's gonna go from 4 feet to 10 feet.
Oh my gosh. You see people over there so my kids watch these like YouTube channels where people are standing on the beach taking selfies or whatever, and then something comes in, smashes them, sucks them right out, man. Or standing on the rocks. Those things, it's scary. I would be nervous for those people. I'm sure lifeguards over there got to save people all the time, just being stupid, just being stupid. But what happened in Brazil? I read some story about, it was a competition, I think. You're in like a paddle battle with the local or something, and you had to get escorted out of there. Is that what happened down there?
I don't go into it too much.
Oh, okay.
It basically ended my career.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
As a professional surfer.
Dang.
But it was a pretty heavy situation. And unfortunately, I never broke any rules of competition, and it was some paddle battling, and same thing happened to me all around the world. Right. Robbie Bain in Australia, same thing.
Was this ahead of like priority? Was there no priority back then?
4-man heat.
So 4-man heat.
No priority.
So basically you're paddle battling, could be paddle battling 4 people? How did priority? So if there's no priority, it's just whoever's in the right spot?
Inside,
Oh, really? Okay. So that's priority probably helped that later on eliminate some of those like interference calls and stuff like that. I mean, I think you still see them every now and then, but man, I didn't realize it was that heavy. So I didn't mean to bring up a sore subject there, but okay. I
did some different routes after professional surfing. And my wife and I met, and we met surfing, and she's a really good surfer, and we were like tossing around ideas, and we're like, let's go for it. Let's open a surf school.
Nice. So how long has the surf school been open?
We're going on 14 years.
Wow, that's awesome. And you had kids shortly after that too, right after you got out of tour, or was that close by that same range?
My son was born in 93.
Okay, so while you were on tour.
My daughter was born in 2000 or 99.
And they surf too?
Yeah, they surf. They all live locally.
Oh, that's amazing. That's great. That's like us over there in Orlando. I mean, there's like 60 of us all close by, and still shoot over here to the beach. And I think I told you on the phone, we used to go to Spanish House a lot. My grandfather bought that like in the 60s. So all 4 generations of us have surfed there. My daughter was surfing there at 6 years old. So, man, that's awesome.
My mom. my mom's still local, and
nice.
She actually takes care of all of our finances, our books keeping, and
oh man, everything. You got it all in the family. That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. And kids still get out and surf some with you too every now and then, yeah, good. Everybody gets busy, you know, doing their own thing as they get older. Sure. What did you go to high school here in Cocoa Beach?
Yeah, graduated Cocoa Beach in '87.
Okay. Yeah.
I started surfing in North Carolina.
You're from North Carolina, right? Yeah. Okay.
When I was 8 years old.
Nice.
And it's a really cool little town, Emerald Isle.
Yeah, where's that?
It's like the farthest island of the Outer Banks before you drive over the bridge to the main.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
south.
Yeah. Wow.
And you know, it was really cool. All the older guys just took me under their wing.
Nice.
And taught me the proper basics.
Beautiful. You know? Yeah.
And I owe a lot to all those guys up there.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Really giving me the basics, and moved down here and had some other older guys, kind of. Claudie Codgen used to take me surfing. Jimbo Gaskins was on the. And when I made the NSSA national team, I went out and saw him Friday at the trade show.
Oh, nice.
You know, so it's pretty cool.
How did you get into that? Were there people taking you under your wing, just getting out there in the water, obviously competing too? People saw you
competing, and you know, I went to California when I was 12 for my first time.
Oh, nice.
I made the NSSA national team.
Beautiful. When you were 12?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, back then it was either junior men's or men's, so it was 16 and under and over 16.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, that's an age range. Yeah.
So back then it was really cool because Ian Cairns and Peter Townend, they coached the NSSA. They selected a national team, and you know, they take you to Hawaii every winter.
Nice.
And coach you and do trips over the summer.
Beautiful.
So they coached me all the way up until I went professional.
Nice. What was your first sponsor? Because I remember like being a kid, like, oh, it'd be great to get a sponsorship. Do you remember like what your first actual sponsor was?
I remember exactly. Excuse me.
Yeah.
When I got my first surfboard, up there, it was a couple older guys found it. Steve Walden Diamondtail, single fin in the junkyard. And another guy, Randy Hall, did the ding repairs in the town. So he fixed it up for $35. And I ran over to the local surf shop, Salt Creek Surf Shop. And Joe, I didn't even get it from him, but he closed the shop and took me surfing. Yeah, then a year or two later, that was my first sponsor. I remember.
Oh, nice.
Salt Creek Surf Shop team shirt.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah,
you know?
That's awesome. Yeah, that was always just something to think about. Yeah, free gear, it wasn't about money. It was more about gear.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I got a team shirt. That's awesome. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and it, you know, there's still some shops around here that you know, it's pretty funny. You know, people think Ron John's is corporate and everything, but they really put a lot back into the local surfing community.
That's great.
You know, like they sponsored Caroline for years. They still do. They sponsor Kylie and some other young girls in the area, supporting them. And
that's funny that you mentioned that because growing up, you know, like I wouldn't go there to buy a board, you know. I would go there and look around because it was open 24 hours, you know. So we had a condo here, a couple south of the pier growing up that we used to go to and surf all the time, obviously stay there. So we'd go up to Ron John's, but something about growing up, you kind of felt like kooky a little bit in there because maybe we felt more corporate. I'm not sure. That's interesting that you mentioned that. But
then, you know, you got some of the other shops like, you know, Catalyst Surf Shop right across the street from my shop. And, you know, they got a couple little shop groms that park their bikes there.
Nice.
Surf out back all day.
Nice. That's awesome.
They get them clean wax off the used boards.
Nice.
You know, stuff like that.
Teaching them the ropes, you know.
It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. We were always riding like quiet flights growing up because they were big, you know, over here on the East Coast. So we'd always, I think that was my first one my dad gave me was the twin fin, you know, glassed in obviously back then. But I always was on quiet flights growing up, so I'd always try to find them.
When I moved to Florida, Claudie Codgen kind of started making me sunshine surfboards.
Oh, nice.
And I moved up with Natural Art.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Natural Art. Yeah, that's right.
And they sponsored me right up until I was on the circuit and everything. And
that's awesome.
I ended up switching over to Linden Surfboards.
Okay, cool. So you remember them all. I was wondering, like I figured some of those first ones would, that sticks with you, that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I did a little bit of wake skating over there in Orlando. I never liked being strapped into boards or nothing, but it's kind of like skateboarding on water. It had a phase, but I remember getting the first boards and first T-shirts and stuff, but you're doing like skate tricks all in the water. But it was big, man. I was like 16, getting free boards and team shirts and stuff, kind of similar. It was a big deal, big deal.
Yeah, I remember being able to just order 5 new boards at a time,
That's awesome.
And now it's like, you got to go in, do I really need a new board?
Yeah. I think that's a sickness, though. I get this like fever where I like must have a new board, even though if I don't need one. Do you get that same sickness from time to time? Yeah.
I made myself one board one time, and I loved it. I ended up winning the Slater Brothers on it when I was like 39.
Wow.
But I rode that thing into the ground. My wife threatened to burn it if I didn't get a new board.
That's awesome. You were spending too much time with it? Is that why she threatened to burn it?
No, it was just so beaten up. She's like, you can get a new board.
You just couldn't give it up, huh? Man, that's awesome.
I still got some of my old favorite boards.
Oh, nice. What, in the garage or something? Just a memory lane almost?
I won the OP Pro on.
Nice.
I still got my 610. I rode at Pipe and made my first year at the Pipe Masters.
Nice.
And,
that's got to be cool, taking a look at those every now and then, and in jerseys and stuff too. I mean, you keep some of those things around.
Whenever you made the final of a pro event, you got to keep your jersey.
Okay, cool.
So I had a bunch of them hung up at the shop. And
that's awesome.
Everything. So
very cool.
Yeah, every once in a while I got an old 6.5 single fin.
Nice.
That I'll just take out and ride.
Nice. Man, it's one of those things, it just people that don't surf don't get it, as much. I think a lot of people have the desire to learn and they want to and stuff, but it's if I go like a couple weeks without it, it's I don't know. I just got to get back out there. You got to find it. You got to find the time.
Yeah, I mean, being out of the water surfing from my injuries was really difficult, but the cool thing is I'm in the water teaching.
Yeah.
So either I'm teaching or coaching, and it really it's one of the most rewarding things to see someone that just walk people over. They'll have hard times in their lives or something, and they'll come in and you just see them grinning ear to ear when they ride that first wave to
that's
the beach,
awesome. That's got to be rewarding out there. I saw a couple pictures from on your guys' website of like the instructors out there cheering everybody on. They look like they're having just as much fun as the people out there surfing. So that's awesome.
And seeing some of the kids win events and
Yeah, that's cool. Being here from Cocoa Beach, I'm sure, but when did you meet Kelly? I mean, was that early on or?
Yeah, we all hung out together when we were kids.
Yeah. He's one that I don't know if surfing gets the credit in terms of like other professional sports, but I was watching him in a couple events ago. I mean, what is he, 52 now, 50-something, still out there?
Yeah, probably.
Still out there. I mean, I think he was 6th in that event or something.
He's definitely probably the greatest athlete
of all time. I would say that too. Yeah, the youngest to win a world championship, and then the oldest too. And I don't know if that gets the credit it deserves. Because it's not easy, like you were saying, all those injuries and things that can happen out there. I mean, that's got to take a toll over time.
Oh it was cool growing up. We would there used to be a little place called the Islander Hut. Right there at 4th Street North, and There's a little shack on the beach with a deck, and they serve food and beer. And,
nice.
You know, some of the older guys would be hanging out surfing with us. A lot of us would all meet up there and just surf all day.
Beautiful. I think I remember reading about that. Like, did his mom work there or something? And she used to give out all the free food or something. I thought he was giving an interview, and he said that his mom used to have to pay at the end of the week because all of the food was going to the locals running in there eating for free or something like that, you know, while they're coming in out surfing. Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, he's one that, you know, and I think about this a lot with surfers, and I caught it early on. It's like, you know, I'd be out there with guys that are 40, 50, 60, and like they're still getting after it. And surfing, I mean, you're going from your belly to your feet like that. You know, there's not a lot of, you know, people that get to that age and can still even do those kind of things.
You know, I mean, we've taught a lot of people that were, you know, in their 60s and
all for their first time.
Yeah, and then they pick up surfing and stay with it.
Wow.
You know. We taught this one guy. Now he lives in Nicaragua and surfs every day.
Nice. Yeah.
Leo. Yeah, nice. The guy was super cool, and he was actually like a scientist, and he retired and grew orchids. So every once in a while, he'd swing by the shop and drop us off this beautiful orchid to put on our countertop.
Oh, cool.
Like, you know, met a lot of friends. Teaching and everything. It's had another client. I never went to New York City. He's like, get up here. So, you know, he took us around New York City. And
nice. I've never been there.
Fish out of the water.
Yeah, I never been up there. Yeah, for real. No, that has not been on my list of places to go. I'm sure it's probably good to see at least once.
It was really cool. You know? And our friend Mike, he just took us all around and showed us New York.
Yeah, that's awesome. What do you guys got going on? You know, more events coming up, or when you mentioned your shop, you're shaping boards currently, or no, that's right. You said the shop.
Up when we took over the Ron John's. That between the two shops, it keeps us pretty busy.
Sure. So you're here at Ron John's, and then you got another shop.
We got the School of Surf in South Cocoa Beach.
Oh, okay.
And then we run the Ron John Surf School.
Nice. All right. So. Yeah. With the craze of soft tops, I got on soft tops for a little bit, but do you guys get people starting there, or are they coming?
Yeah, that's pretty much all we can use with insurance purposes.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Yeah, that makes sense.
But you know, if someone brings in their own board, then we can work with them.
That's the workaround. Bring your own board in. Yeah. I like them. I mean, you know, you don't feel so bad, you know, if you're riding shore break or somewhere where there's a little bit of rocks, you know, you don't want to ding up, you know, some of your boards. But yeah, that's why I started my kids all on soft tops. My wife tries, you know, she wants to get out there. She's just not as comfortable with the ocean. You know, she didn't grow up with it and stuff like that. So, and you do some fishing too. I thought I saw some pictures of you catching some fish out there in the ocean, but you do a little bit of fishing as well.
I got to get out there this year. You know, snook season started September 1.
Yeah.
So I always love just trying to get over to the beach behind the house and try to get at least a few a year.
Oh yeah,
season,
just straight off the beach. Yeah. That's my uncles. They you know, having the house down there. That's where they always would go snook season, and I was just always surfing. You know, they were the dudes pulling in snook and tarpon and everything. My dad too, and I'd just always be out there surfing. But I've been getting into it a little bit more. I do a lot of like freshwater fishing. You know, do a lot of bass fishing and stuff. Being over there in Orlando. But yeah, the snooks have been. I only caught one snook in my life, but I'd like to do some more beach fishing. Yeah. I've been thinking about that a lot this year. It's like I got to do some more snook fishing.
Yeah, there wasn't much bait last year, and we had a lot of seaweed. But you know, the year before, I got like a bunch of them right off the beach.
Nice. Yeah, that's the best. I mean, beach fishing, you know, right off there. I mean, I've been deep sea fishing a little bit, some on the intercoastal, but I like just being right there on the beach. Yeah, that's kind of the the best.
Walk it right across the street.
Fillet it right there.
Have it for dinner.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Snook, that's my favorite fish to eat too.
Yeah. What do you tell people about Florida? You know, I mean, obviously there's a lot to do here, but obviously fishing and surfing. But what else has kept you here for as long as it has?
you know, a lot of times people would ask me back when I was on the circuit, why do you move to California?
Yeah.
Well, it's crowded, it's cold.
Yeah, wetsuits all the time. Like, no way.
Yeah, it might be more consistent, but
sure.
know, we get our days.
We do. Yeah, we get our days. You know, those hurricanes you were mentioning, you know, obviously they do damage, and obviously Florida's still dealing with that now, but those are our days. I mean, when those storms come out, scoot out, that just stay out east, you know, that's even better. Yeah,
I remember the morning after Irma was just incredible.
Yeah.
It was like a mini Hossiger right behind my house. You know, it's just like, why go anywhere?
Exactly. No wetsuits.
Like 5 times.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. But that's about I mean, winter, I guess, you know, that's our more consistent season, right? Winter time. Yeah, for, you know, if you're going to go and just at least get something to ride. But I feel like with soft boards and bigger boards now in the right spot, I mean, you can pretty much always find something in Florida, you know, and I don't think people give it that credit. You know, they think it's flat all the time. Like, no.
Well, it's like growing up here, you know, if you have a skateboard, a fishing pole, a surfboard, and a bicycle. You got something to do.
Always. You know? Always.
Unless there's a thunderstorm coming, then you better be getting indoors.
Yeah, and it won't last long. You know, a lot of those storms are in and out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best on the beach when storm comes rolling up, everybody scatters, you know, you kind of hunker down for a little bit, and that's when sometimes you get some places to yourself a little. But,
you know, and I mean, you know, Cocoa Beach has a lot to offer, you know. It's like, hey, go surfing in the morning, go golfing in the afternoon, go fishing, you know. It's like,
play a little golf.
I'm not good.
Yeah. He's got to throw that out there.
My wife kicks my butt.
Oh, nice. She does that too with you?
Yeah,
cool.
She went to state in high school for Cocoa Beach.
Oh, for golf? Oh, nice.
It was really funny. I know when she was teaching me how to golf. My son, she got me a used set of clubs, and my son got me a golf bag for Christmas one year. And I'm up there trying to hit the ball, and I'm like, she's like, do this, do that, do this, do that. I'm like, just let me hit it. And she goes, now you know what our clients feel like.
Oh, she's out there teaching you a lesson like that. Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, that is something I have thought about trying to find the time to get into, because, you know, you're outside, you know, you're moving around, and that's the kind of stuff I like, you know, and you can focus really only on that. That's why I've liked surfing for so long, is because when you're out there, no cell phones, no distractions, just focus on, you know, what you're doing. But golf, I think I've been on one golf course, didn't play, just kind of hung out, you know, but I've been to like the Top Golfs and the driving ranges and stuff like that. It seems fun, but it seems like it would eat up a lot of your time if you really got into it, you know, if you let it. It can.
I got the bug there for a while.
Nice.
You know.
That's there's worse things to get the bug on, I suppose, than an outdoor sport, you know, versus golfing. But that's big in Florida too, obviously. I mean, there's beautiful golf courses.
I mean, you know, it's like, I pretty much do all of that within 3 miles of my house.
Nice.
So it's like
you can't beat that. That's my style. I mean, be as close to home as possible, but, you know, travel out a little bit. And honestly, when I was working up and down the coast, that was the best. Just keep a board in the car, keep a fishing pole in the car. That's when I finally started to get down into like South Florida a little bit. And, you know, people think of South Beach, but you can find a wave in South Beach from time to time, you know, at the right time. And then I like that Jupiter inlet too. That's a fun little inlet. That's actually the spot I've seen in Florida where I felt the most like localism, if you will.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's some guys out there that I was being cool, you know, but nothing like probably some things you've seen. But that was that inlet there was one that I like that way. But if it's crowded, I don't mess with it too much.
I try to avoid crowds nowadays.
Same.
You know, just get out there. It's like I try to teach people. It's like with surf camp. I asked the kids, I said, who's the best surfer in the water? And they're all like pointing fingers, you know. And I go, nope, it's the one that's having the most fun.
There you go.
You know?
I think that's a good analogy for life.
You know, it's like I've seen people out there trying to ride these little tiny boards, beating themselves up, getting frustrated. I'm like, just get aboard. You're getting out there and having fun.
Exactly.
Catching waves.
Yeah, and seriously, that's what I was probably 25 by the time I figured that one out. I wish I had somebody telling me that when I was 13 or 14. Yeah, because you just saw what people were riding, and you get these, you get this idea like, oh, I'm gonna figure that out too, and just no, not for everybody. Them small little boards. Some people ride them obviously very well, especially with our waves. But yeah, twin fins changed me. I mean, like volume up, twin fin, and it was just more fun and took it less serious too, which was nice.
Yeah, not everybody's out to make the world circuit. So,
sure. Yeah.
Get out there and have fun.
Yeah. When you were growing up, were you one of those guys thinking you'd be in the tour or out there? Or?
From the time when I made the NSSA national team, I was just like focused on
this is it.
This is what I'm doing. I was very competitive and by nature, and
where'd that come from? That competitive nature, you think?
I don't know.
Yeah.
My mom and dad always taught me a really hard, serious work ethic. So it was kind of, if that's what I'm going to do, and I loved surfing. When after my first surf, I was doing other sports and everything. I gave it all up. All I wanted to do was go surf every day.
Yeah. That's awesome. But I think about that like competitive nature sometimes with my kids, because my son uber competitive at anything, and my daughter too. And I wonder, like, where's that come from? It seems like genetic almost, or maybe it's part of your environment where you grow up.
Just enjoy it. Other kids just want to cruise. You know, it's for each his own.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of life, if you will. Each can do their own thing. But that's I think it would be hard to be out there and maybe you're doing well, and then especially competing, and then like you don't get the score or it doesn't go the way, and then like you're bummed. Like you'd probably be bummed a little bit, even though you've been out there surfing the whole time. That'd probably be a little bit of a challenge to swallow sometimes. Like
sometimes it is. It can be a very frustrating. And it's especially when you get to the level where sponsors are wanting you to perform. And
you got to do well in contests. That's probably changed a little bit though with like some of these guys that are surfing and just filming, and releasing stuff out there that, like Mason Ho is a good example of that. He's not really competing much anymore, but he's got sponsors. He's probably doing well. Surfing fun. Looks like he's having fun everywhere he surfs. So he won. Basically.
Kind of a little jealous.
Exactly. Oh, there's a lot of guys like that are just traveling all over, filming and just doing their thing. And I mean, back to Kelly for a second. It would be hard to compete at that kind of level just mentally for as long as he has. Like I gotta imagine, I'm sure he's probably changed his thought process some as the years have gone on, but just to psych yourself up to be out there and keep competing all the time I would think that would get old eventually. Maybe not, but like you said, to each their own. Each their own. Who's some of your favorite surfers?
Well, I always looked up to, when I was a kid, Sean Thompson.
Okay,
I'll never forget, like, he came when I first started surfing to the local surf shop up in North Carolina, and I ran in his grum, got his autograph. And,
nice.
And then over the years when I was down here, he'd come in, and every single time I'd go get his autograph.
Nice.
And he started, like, he was remembering my name, and he sent me some board shorts one time from his company Instinct, and then I'll never forget my first year on the circuit, and I was at Bell's, and I made it. What was it, the quarterfinals or round before the quarters, and I drew him in my heat.
Oh man, how'd it go?
I won.
Oh man, nice.
But it was just one of those. Here it is, the guy I idolized growing up.
And then you're out there competing against him. Wow,
it was really cool.
That's gotta be cool.
That guy is like such a great spokesman for surfing. Such a professional, and it was really cool. I got to know him.
Nice.
And
that's awesome. Who do you remember, like, your first like serious barrel? I wanted to ask you that. If you remember like a specific time where it was like, because obviously growing up we get some, you know, here and up in North Carolina, but do you remember like your first serious like reef barrel? Did that like
reef barrel
or any barrel for that matter? Did anything stick in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, we used to try to sneak down the boardwalk because it had a good inside sandbar.
Oh, okay.
There'd be some barrels down there. And,
nice.
And, you know.
Yeah.
I want to say probably the biggest barrel I ever got was probably a Haleiwa.
Oh, in Hawaii? Yeah. Oh, man.
It was like either straighten out or pulled in.
Really? Wow.
And you didn't want to straighten out because it was that big.
Jeez. That big wave stuff people are doing. Obviously, that's come a long way. But have you been out to any of those? Like,
no, it kind of got popular. At one point I thought about before I retired maybe staying in Hawaii. But my son was back here in Florida, and it was kind of one of those things. Everything was so expensive over there.
Oh yeah.
Fortunately, I was able to get into my house before I retired.
Nice.
And all the prices went nuts around here.
Oh my gosh, man! I was just talking about my buddy yesterday. It was like in 2010, the average home price in Florida was like $130,000, and now in 2023, like 13 years later, it's like $450,000.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's good for the state, it's bringing more people here. You know, that's good and bad for certain reasons.
Yeah, but I got into my house back in like '97. So.
Oh yeah, that's prime time right there. Yeah, that's awesome. And right behind the house, you got somewhere to surf too, right?
Yeah.
Couple steps away. Man, jealous. I keep moving more east. You know, I was out there on the west side of Orlando, and we had a house in Melbourne for a little bit, so I got to surf more then. But really just keeping a board in the car working. That's where I get to surf the most. But we're on the east side now, so it's only like 30 minutes to here. I'll do Play Linda some too. I like shooting over to Play Linda. But always a wave to find. Always something to do, like you said.
And it's like, it seems like every surfer in Florida has a longboard.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that point yet. I guess my 7.0, it's like a mini hull. It's one of those man, I started getting on them Firewire, that technology, and I know obviously a lot of people are, but they felt different. They felt more sturdy. I wasn't even getting I don't even get like pressure dings on the top decks anymore because, I got a 7.0. It's a single fin, but I got two like little side bites on it. That's my closest to a longboard, if you will.
Alan White from Cocoa Beach built me one like about a year ago.
Oh, yeah?
Just an old traditional one. Take out on flat days behind the house.
Catch every bump out there. I gotta get on one eventually. Some of those. I watch a little bit of like the pro longboarders too. I mean, just the stuff they're doing is like, with that huge board, man. Just those guys blow your mind. Girls too. They blow your mind out there.
It's amazing. Joel Tudor.
Yeah,
he's just amazing. There's Bill Roach's son up in Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. He's an amazing
longboarder.
Wow.
I mean, there's so much variations, so much differences you can do.
Justin Quintal from Jacksonville. He's like world longboard champion.
Really? From Jax? That's a fun beach. I like Jax Beach too. Florida's got some good surfing history, if you will. I've been wanting to go to, what's next to Ron John's there? It's like is a museum or something, like a surfing museum
they have
over there?
A surf museum.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go by and check that out. I'll take the kids through there at some point. But there's all kinds of people and waves and stuff to do. But nice.
It's amazing. Like, there's so many, like Greg Lohr from Cocoa Beach. He was making epoxies in early '80s.
Really?
He designed all the when it came down to the Firewire factories. I'm pretty sure it was him they hired.
Oh, dang.
Design them all and everything. The guy taught me so much about board design.
Wow.
It just blew my mind.
That seems to be something worth getting into. I think it'd be fun to start shaping your own stuff or being a little more involved in that process. Like, you know, I used to look at blanks and be like, oh, I could get one and try to, you know, do some, but I haven't done it yet, but that looks like that would be a time consuming but fun process.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
You would recommend that?
I mean, you know, it's a tough thing to do.
Sure.
You know, you know, I shaped for a while, but I did it like on the side, you know, so it wasn't like my source of income.
Yeah.
But to really do it and be good at it, you know, you got to put some time in.
Oh, sure.
And, you know, it's like, I think I watched Greg Lorsch shape a board start to finish in 25 minutes.
Wow.
He put down the planer. It looked like it came off a machine.
Dang. But that's time, right? Time will get you to that. My uncles used to go to Keckley. He was over here somewhere,
Matt.
right? Yeah,
Matt.
Yeah. They used to get some boards from him. So I was on a couple of them growing up. Yeah. There's some good shapers over here, and Cocoa Beach got obviously rich. This whole area, you know, a lot of good history about surfing, and I think that's when I hear kids, not mine, but others, you know, talk about being bored and like, you know, nothing to do. I'm like, man, do you know where we live? You know, like you said, bicycle, fishing poles, skateboard, surfboard, even, outside, you know, man.
If it's flat, just go over to the beach and go for a swim.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hang out on the beach.
Exactly. Oh man, I love being out there and seeing some of these. I mean, I'm telling you, like, I don't know how old some of these people are, but doing like open ocean swims out there.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I don't like that.
I seen like, I'm telling you, like 70, 75-year-old dudes out there, and women too. Just they come cruising up on you.
Me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I want something to float on if I have to. You know, but any close calls out there with wildlife that sticks to your mind?
Yeah, actually, you know, it's funny. I've surfed some of the sharkiest waters in the world,
like Australia and those kind of places. Or?
Oh yeah, you know, Mauritius, Ringing Island, you know, South Africa.
Oh yeah, South Africa. Yeah,
you know, but yeah, I mean, probably one of my scariest run-ins was in Cocoa Beach.
Really? What happened?
You know, it's just. Yeah. The thing of it is, he's here. They don't eat you.
Right. Yeah. You might get a little nip. You know. Yeah. Hopefully, just that. Yeah. But I pushed. I was pushing my son into one in New Smyrna, and I very rarely surfed the inlet. But we were up there, and you know, like a little black tip or something was in between us. He was probably 6 or 7, man. That was the sketchiest I got, you know. Yeah. Pushed him into one. I'm out there standing. I was on no board. And, they're out there. It's their ocean. I try to tell people that all the time. It's their ocean.
Like my mom always said, you know, she'd rather me be in the ocean than riding my bike around town.
True.
You know,
well, that concrete. Concrete, cars, other people. Yeah, that makes sense. Be out there, take your chances in the water, you know, versus on the concrete. Yeah. What's some things to tell kids that just get into it? I mean, are there a lot of like, I know there's tons of lessons that you give them, but like, what's some of the first things you start with them on?
You know, just getting out, paddling out.
Yeah.
You know, getting up, turning. And you know, really properly how to handle their board. You know, and try to get them not be one of those guys that just bails their board and swims through the wave.
Sure. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Nice.
You know.
It seems like people that think about they're always worried about, you know, balance and being coordinated. I don't know, but I'm like, really, I try to tell people, I think the hardest part is paddling and being in the right spot, you know, paddling out, getting past the break, and then being in the right spot.
You know, and it's really, you know, I ask people a lot of times, they'll come in for lessons, you know, it's like, hey, are you trying to pick surfing up and stay with it? Or is this a bucket list thing? You're on vacation and you're going to...
Yeah.
So there's two different ways, you know.
Oh, sure. If it's like a bucket list, I want to check this off. I can see how you treat that one.
Up and riding.
Yeah. See that smile on their face. They'll go back to wherever and tell all their friends about it.
And then if there's someone more local that's really trying to pick up surfing and stay with it, then we get them to a certain point, but then it's like, okay, now you got to put your time in.
Sure.
And try to point them in the right direction. So, if it's 6 feet howling out of the north, go up to Jetty Park.
Right. Yeah. Hide from the wind a little bit. Yeah.
And the side shore current. And get out there and have fun still.
Nice. I like that you keep going back to that message. Make sure you're having fun.
I mean, that's really for 90% of people, that's what it's about.
Sure. As it should be. It should be. Nice. Yeah. Do you get a lot of people that pick it up, or maybe they're thinking it's a bucket list kind of thing, and they probably end up sticking with it for a while, I would imagine.
We've had people move to Cocoa Beach.
Oh, because of it. Wow. Wow. Yeah. I mean,
they pick it up and love it. Next thing you know, they've moved here.
Nice. Yeah. I get it. You can get hooked on it, and there's worse things. I keep saying, there's worse things to be hooked on. But you hear some people that that's their I guess their everything, if you will. And then they it hurts their relationships because they're chasing waves either all over the world or even just locally a little bit too. I was probably there in my early 20s, spending too much time surfing. Should probably be with the family a little more. But no, kids, it was nice because that really gave us something all to keep doing together and going to the beach and doing all that stuff. So yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Well, anything else to cover that we didn't, or no, that was awesome, man. Yeah, it was good meeting you and pleasure talking with you. And like I said, just wanted to connect with you and have a little conversation and share some of this stuff out there. And if we ever want to do it again, man, we can do it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Just give me a call anytime.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that was great.